Hey, okay, what's up, everybody? Coach Colby back again with another OTA client success story, joined by colleague and good friend Pat O'Connor. Pat, how you doing, sir?
Pretty great. How are you?
Doing well, man. I feel like I just saw you this morning, cracking jokes here at the
You
gym.
did.
Awesome. Well, Pat Pat's been training a long time in his life. We're going to talk about that today. But what I want to hone in on is number one, just kind of honor and celebrate Pat hitting his 100 session milestone here at the gym. It's no easy feat to do 100 strength training workouts and do it pretty consistently. But beyond that, I want to pull out why he's been able to be so consistent. So Pat, if it's okay with you, we can just jump right in.
Sure.
Awesome, man. So start here. Let's get some background. I want you to tell those watching how old you are and how long you've been doing sports and athletics, and just give us a little bit of a rundown.
I just turned 60 this past November. When we first started our relationship, 15, 16, 18 months ago, whatever it was, I told you that if somebody had to make me describe myself with only one word, it would be athlete, even though I'm a husband and a parent and a son and a brother and all those things. But I've been playing sports as long as I could remember. I played lacrosse, Division I lacrosse in college, so I was, pretty active doing that. And then when my wife and I graduated from college, we spent 5 years on active duty in the Army. So we had PT every morning at 6:00 in the morning. So that back in the day consisted of a whole bunch of silly calisthenics and then pretty much just running. And then I played men's club lacrosse. I still do to this day. So that was always part of my life. And then I started doing endurance sports in my late 30s. We moved to California in 2001, and I got roped into a group that was there were two other guys that were both triathletes. And they said, hey, why don't you come out on a mountain bike ride with us? And I did. And then that was it. And after that, I bought a road bike and started riding up and down Pacific Coast Highway with those guys and started doing triathlons and did, a handful of long distance triathlons over the years, and still surf. I play golf. I run. I still ride my bike. I haven't raced as consistently as I did when I was in my 40s and 50s, early 50s, but still, I can't sit down for longer than an hour. Like if you asked me to go on vacation, like my wife and I went on vacation to Kiawah Island for our 10th anniversary a long time ago. And, it was kind of a golf package. So we played golf in the morning on the first day, and we were sitting at the beach chilling. And I just like half hour after, I just said, hey, it's only $50 to go play golf again. Can I go play another round of golf? I can't sit still for very long. So yeah,
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome. So I want you to think back to when you first joined OTA. Like, where were you at in your journey at that point? And what were you seeking? And what was attractive about what we did that kind of brought you into this?
So my wife actually, who you knew and you knew her before I knew you, started going to a gym with a guy that's been both of our coaches, John Pope, years ago.
One of my mentors.
And
call that out real quick. Yeah.
And Monica saw good results. She had never really been a strength training person before. And I had been in college because it was part of the deal, but I didn't really dig going to the gym. And then she was going, and then she started getting into kettlebell coaching, and then she started coaching. So I started going to see John in that gym. It was Rogue Fitness when he first started, and then he changed the name to Ethos. So I had the pleasure of working out in all four of the gyms that he had in the greater Arvada, Denver area. Only one workout in the old one on the east side of Lamar. Back in the day. And then, so I started doing one-on-ones with him and getting in the gym. Just, I'm not exactly sure what led me to start getting in the gym other than, I had strength training sessions on my triathlon coaching. And I was just kind of winging it at the YMCA, and I didn't really dig it. And one of the reasons why I got a triathlon coach was because I didn't want to do it myself, and I didn't want to overtrain, and I didn't want to undertrain. So I signed on with John to do personals, and I think I did personals with John for, I don't know, friggin' 9 years or something like that. And then I tore my rotator cuff in 2022, and then John was transitioning out of coaching. He sold the gym and was kind of moving into another thing in his life. And then I was doing rehab on my own for my shoulder, and then I came back from that and went back to the gym with John. And then I don't remember what the hell happened, but I just stopped going sometime in 2023. And then I knew that I needed the structure, and I needed, and I liked it. And, it made me feel good. But the structure was the biggest part for me.
Mm-hmm.
I really do need structure. So I talked to our other mutual friend, Matt Malloy.
Oh yeah.
And, Matt was also a coach at Rogue and Ethos, and Matt and Katie and Monica and I have stayed in touch. I mean, they've been to our house for Christmas all but 1 year for the last 10 years. So Matt said, "Hey, give Colby a call." So that was that. I gave you a call, and I came in, and I really didn't dig group at the old gym. The vibe wasn't right for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you and I started doing personals. I don't know how long we did personals, like 6 months, right?
Yeah, quite a while.
I was like, well, my initial investment in personals ran out, and then I kind of saw the vibe for the groups that were coming in after I got done training, and I was like, all right, we're gonna give this a go, and it's worked out perfectly, actually. So I go to the gym. I mean, this is a rehash of all the stuff you and I have talked about. I'm not getting any younger. Bone density is a thing. I know that. I'm kind of been kind of a triathlon nerd, so all the science. I kind of know all the science. And I don't want to be stooped over and crawling and needing a cane when I'm 75 or 80 or 85 years old. I want to be able to stand upright and surf and play golf and ride my bicycle and not look like a friggin' old man when I'm an old man. So
I love that, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a big milestone. 106 workouts is like this much of your entire experience and physical expression and doing things. And, it's just so cool for me as a coach and us as a community here at OTA to have you here. Honestly, man, like you're truly an inspiration, and and you got a lot of mileage, man, but you're still working hard. You train hard, you move really well, you take coaching, and people see that. People notice that, man. Like you're becoming, well, you are a staple in the 8 a.m. class Tuesday.
Well,
Thursday.
now the 9, because you make me eat at 7 o'clock.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the 9 a.m. But if you're not here on a Tuesday, Thursday morning, something's not right in the world, So on that note, how are you able to be so consistent? Meaning, just a couple sessions a week, done frequently, is going to be way more impactful for somebody than 3 months of hard training and taking 6 months off, obviously. So what I want to do is just pull out, I have these conversations, and I try to learn from the people who are having success so that I can help the other people who might be struggling. So how have you been able to stay so consistent?
I don't know, man. When I read that question this morning, when you sent it to me, I have a little bit of OCD, and
the best ones do.
And I'm type A plus. So for me, it's, I don't know, man. I mean, I would say, my military background and where I went to school kind of leads me to say, no pain, no gain, which sounds kind of stupid in 2025, but you got to put in the work if you want the results. And I don't want to, like I said before, I don't want to be stooped over and fat and not able to move.
It's a strong motivator
as I get older. And I'm paying you, either way, I see it come up on my, on my bank account every 2 weeks. So I was like, well, I'm not going to not go. And then, you and I have talked about this, and this is kind of personal. There's some challenges going on in our house, on our personal life, and getting in the gym. And you phrased it perfectly for me. It's like, I want this to be a place where you can just come and just not think about it and just throw some weight around and just, just kind of, and it's beneficial, for my mental health, is beneficial for my physical health. And frankly, I don't know, 7-8 months ago, Monica asked me, she says, you're working out so much, and almost every day, ask yourself the question, are you doing it for the endorphins and the dopamine, or are you punishing yourself, because of, some of the, things that are going on at home. So,
yeah.
And I would say maybe take a look at that and say, why am I doing it? But, it's been a welcoming place for me. It's been, I haven't met a single person. I haven't met a single dick in the gym yet in 18 years.
Yeah. And they don't get in the doors here, man.
Well,
I don't let them in. I don't let them in, man.
Screening them out,
Yeah.
So that's, so I think that's, and I have some, I have some fitness goals. I kind of tend to have something on the calendar so that I get in the gym, or get on my bike, or get on the road to run, or get in the pool. So I almost always have something, in the 6 to 9 month horizon that I've scheduled. And here recently I've scheduled it with my daughter, not just me. So
that's so cool. It's like next level. I love that, man.
Yep.
I hope to. You're a role model for me. I want you to know that. I've got 2 little boys at home, and learning how to be a dad and an entrepreneur and a husband and lead a team and be a coach and all these different hats. And in that, trying not to lose sight of like where my life's going. And I really, truly look at a lot of my clients and, how they show up in all those areas. And so, that's something that I honor you, man. I really, really love that. You led into this earlier. So how are you able to, in those times, maybe when you're feeling really challenged or overwhelmed, or, you're retired now, granted, but when life gets real busy, oftentimes the thing that people cut out first from their life is exercise. When the great irony of all of it is like, well, that's probably the thing that's going to make you be able to attack the things you need to attack and work on things, give you the energy, give you the stress relief. So my question for you is, you don't do that. You stay the course no matter. You might be up here, you might be down here. You never know it with the stupid ass dad jokes you're dropping in the gym when you come in. but
carry on for passenger.
How are you able? I mean, how are you able to do that? How are you able to emotionally regulate yourself and just be like, all right, well, maybe I didn't sleep great last night, or I'm in a really shitty mood. I could just totally screw around and not train, but you still come. You're crazy consistent.
I think it goes back to the mental health thing. I think intellectually, I understand that laying in bed or sitting on the couch isn't going to make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it. Part of it is I want to set an example for my 2 sons right now that are, kind of the ones that are in a little bit of an odd place with their lives right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like if I'm not feeling great and I'm going to get up out of bed and drag my ass to the gym and, do something constructive physically and mentally, then, others should do that too. I don't know. That's a pretty, I don't know, man, that's a tough question. And I dig it. I mean, I'm a social person. I can't live in my own head for too long. That's a scary place to be, is in my head. Even for me. So I really need the social aspect of the gym too.
Yeah, dude, I love that's been like, so when I started this thing, I didn't know what our culture would be like or what the vibe would be like. And I knew I wanted hard work. I knew I wanted consistency, but I didn't want all the other bullshit that kind of comes with gyms, which is like shirts off and egos and idiots.
Even Brandon?
He's the exception. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I hope he's watching right now. That'd be so good.
He's probably
I'm going to hear about this in a week, but he's going to file a complaint with HR.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is, man, like it's so reassuring when I have these conversations to know we're on the right track, that our values are being reciprocated, that our mission is really kind of and it's resonating with the community. So I want you to think back to
I'm going to throw something at you, culture thing. Because you and I have talked about culture and like the culture that I had in my company for 20 years. And I sent you a copy of my shareholders' vision, which was, I was the only shareholder.
Yep.
And culture was a pretty big deal for me and for us. I came across something yesterday, and it resonated with me. And I sent it to my old VP who's still there. I left him there when I left, so he's still got to work a little longer. So I said, it says, your company culture is not words on your website or posters on the wall. It is how your people feel on a Sunday night.
Ooh.
Think about that.
I have a team meeting coming up at 1:30. I'm going to ask them.
I'll text that to you.
Please do. That's good. That's good.
Right?
I know I feel fucking great on Sunday nights, getting ready to come into work.
Right.
That's me. That's my perspective. So I got that's part of my mission
too.
You
ask yourself the question: do your coaches feel that way?
Yeah.
And do your clients feel that way? Is that the culture that you? And I think of course they do, because I've never seen Dylan or Rob or Shannon without a huge smile on their face. And we already talked about before. There aren't any dicks in the gym. Yeah. I'm not there on Mondays though, so there's that.
No dicks on Mondays. Can confirm.
Yep.
Man, that's funny. Yeah, we talk about that a lot in our team development meetings and just client review meetings. The profession of being a coach, being a professional coach, means being a rock in somebody else's life. What that means is, if you're going to be a personal training coach and have relationships, you got to put your own stuff to the side occasionally for an hour or two and just invest and pour into your people. And that, for me, was the emotionally hardest part. The really fun, awesome part is when people are winning and everybody's in a good mood and all the energy is really good. But I appreciate that. I'm gonna chew on that. I'm gonna bring that up in our meeting today. I want you to think back to when we first started, what your training entailed, and how it's progressed until your most recent sessions. So maybe just share a little bit in terms of your experience. You're the one doing the training. How did I do in terms of meeting you where you were when you started and progressing you to where we are today?
All right, I'm going to go all the way back. So when I started training with John, he was doing one-on-ones with Monica, and I started doing one-on-ones with John. And you remember the ethos, he has those binders. He has a book with all your workouts in them, right? And whatever the frequency is that that your program changed, there was a new page in your book. And my daughter actually worked out over there too. And she's a good athlete. She was pretty consistent a couple of summers during high school and college. And she asked me one time, she goes something about, how much can you deadlift? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, well, what do you mean you don't know? I was like, I don't know. She goes, how do you not know? I said, well, I pay John to be my coach. He just puts the weight on the bar and tells me how many, and I just go do it. So I have no idea. I don't remember it. I've never touched my book in 10 years. I never touched that book. So I would tell you that with Train Heroic, it's not too different than the book, because I get there, I pull it up, I tell you how I slept, whether I'm sore, what my mood is, and then I pull up the workout, and then I just do what you
prescribed.
So I don't know. Honestly, you've told me that what gains I made, weight wise and strength wise, and I don't know. I just know that my body feels good. I know that I'm injury free running and cycling and surfing and golfing.
That right there is that's the piece that I love. Like, the training's cool. I love it. I'm biased. I do this as my thing most of the time. But that piece, the golf, the skiing, the running.
Yep. I have no idea, dude. Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, I see certain exercises that kind of, they'll rotate every 8-12 weeks, and then something new every now and again, which is kind of neat. But it's never boring. It's always challenging. And then I kind of, in the last month, I said, I don't think I'm working as hard as I should be. I should be adding more weight. If I have a 4-week block, I should be, at the end of that 4 weeks, I should have added 20 pounds or something like that to whatever it is I'm doing. So I've kind of been a little more OCD than normal lately, and just throwing weight on there and seeing how it goes. But I don't know how much it is. Again, if my daughter asks me, Dad, how much can you deadlift? I still don't freaking know.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
And that's okay. Maybe that is an opportunity for growth on both ends. I'm pretty detailed with my prescriptions, weight, load, tempo, all that. But also maybe a challenge for you is to then tune into that, man. It's part of the fun, is like seeing those numbers go up and seeing your volume increasing and doing all those things. But
I'll tell you what,
we'll
I don't,
conversation later.
you might think it's fun, but I don't really know that it's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. That's why you pay us to do
like
it.
when we do our periodic meetups, and you pull out the paper and you show me, I'm like, oh, dope, that's cool. That was awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'll pay attention to it next time I'm here. But I don't know.
That's part of the value, man. Also, like that.
Yep.
That's also part of the value. Just come in, your training's planned for you. And that's what our coaches are really figuring that out now. It's like, with our demographic and the people that we really support, aging athletes, beginners, they really value experts. They value coaches. They just want to know they have an expert plan. What coaches love doing is prescribing exercise. We geek out on it. Like it's like, I don't know, for a writer, it's like writing a book. For a cook, it's like cooking. For a coach, it's like writing programs, and coaching is our craft. And to be able to pour ourselves into that and have the people to pour into at OTA, it's like, I just wish I would have started this 10 years ago, but we are where we are. It is what it is. But awesome, man. Well, dude, that's all that I had for you today. Cool. So grateful for the time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Awesome. And thank you for the kind words, man. And hopefully, God willing, dude, we'll check in 150 sessions, that 250 milestone, and see what's up.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. See you, Pat.